You know, the last 24 hours have reminded me of an old but rather wise saying. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they aren't coming to get you. The Vault 7 leak is what I'm specifically referencing for those who aren't aware. And if you aren't, you are so much happier for it, I would think. First, I would like to just have a little laugh at the name Vault 7. Because nothing instills more confidence in my government spying on me than immediately thinking of a post-apocalyptic wasteland. I'm not sure if it was the CIA that came up with that or whoever leaked it referred to it as that. Couldn't you have chosen anything else? Please? Now, what was in this leak, you might be asking? Well, apparently, the CIA does a whole lot of spying on us. Nothing new to a lot of people, I'm sure. I've gotten used to the idea that our government watches us as much as they watch outside forces. The extent to which they watch us is rather shocking, though, I think. This was a bit much to take all at once for most people. Now, I know some people who say that every single thing the CIA did that's in these leaks is completely wrong and should not be even allowed in any circumstance. I disagree. I feel that some of these things I can understand because some of these things that they did was to hack into some new smart technology so that they could get control of it. I do agree with the idea that people are throwing around that they did this so that they could know how other people would do it so they can stop it. I don't argue that. To that extent, I'm willing to give the CIA some level of credit. That is something our intelligence agencies should be doing. The issue I do have is they seem to have gone a little bit overboard. They hacked into, of all things, Samsung smart TVs and set it so that they could listen in on anyone that was speaking. Now, they did this in a very crafty way, too. Because it won't work when the TV is off, they created this sort of fake off mode where the TV would kind of show it's off, but it would still be on so they could be listening to you. That seems a little bit specific and weird that it was this style of setup that you did and that it was specifically Samsung smart TVs. I have this weird feeling that Samsung stock prices are going to plummet for a little bit. And I'm not sure how they would retaliate against this because Samsung, I can almost guarantee, is going to lose money because of these leaks. The other part that particularly disturbed me was that they, instead of just hacking into phones, figuring out how it's done, and then telling the corporation so they can plug those leaks, they've been hoarding that hack information, to the point where they have actually been confirmed to be selling it to other countries' intelligence agencies. That's not, if you're selling it to other countries, that's not protection. It stops protecting US citizens if you tell other countries how to do it. One of the other major points was that they have figured out how to hack smart cars that use microchips from about 2014 onwards. Uh, some people said that that's going to make for really disturbing assassination attempts, and to an extent I can understand that, but I do believe that that falls into the they had to do it so they could figure out how other people would do it so they can stop it category. That one I'm willing to give a little bit of leeway, but that is one of the reasons I don't like that everything has a microchip in it these days. Because, perfect example, self-assassinating smart cars. I think the biggest issue I have with this is because of our intelligence agencies' huge overreach into what they did that has been and is being confirmed by other organizations. You basically just proved every wackadoo conspiracy theorist right. The people I do, and that's what it just blows my mind. The people that say my toaster is watching me now can point to something as evidence that their toaster might actually be watching them. Overreach is the issue I will keep saying over and over again that I have the biggest problem with. And this is a clear-cut case of overreach. We live in a very weird time where, yes, our own government needs to protect us, and that does require them doing some stuff that probably isn't legal and we should really not know about. Because if it is known that they do this, security could be compromised, not only in their regard, but in our regard too. I don't like that this is the world we live in, but to an extent, I understand that it is. And this is why I have the biggest issue with just how far our intelligence agencies went with this. I think that they overstepped a lot of bounds, and that is what is leading to the issue we're seeing from these leaks. If they had taken it back a couple of steps, if they just calmed down a little bit with what they were doing, I don't think people would have as much of an issue with it as they do right now. Hell, my friends and I joke all the time that when we say something really dark or an edgy kind of joke when we're talking to each other online, our go-to phrase is, Mr. NSA man, I'm not with this guy. Because we know that the government has access to every single thing that's said in the digital space. It's a matter of, they probably will never use it against us because we're just small fry regular civilians. But with the amount of overreach that they did, it brings up imaginations of 1984 style Big Brother, where they are watching everyone do everything. And again, that's not, especially right now when our intelligence agencies are probably at the lowest level of credibility they've ever seen, that's not an image they want to have. I'm not sure what will come of this, and I hope that lessons are learned both in the intelligence communities and from our own side. That they are watching us, and we can take our own steps to kind of stop that a little bit, like turning off devices or understanding that we will be watched to a point, but that we specifically probably aren't going to be watched. But I also hope that we as citizens look at this and realize that this is happening behind the scenes. Because it's one of those kind of things that it's best to an extent know about this so that we can be prepared should ever a worst case scenario happen. I don't think it ever will, but it's good to know what's there. And hopefully our government learns from this and slows down a little bit. That one isn't going to happen, but that one I can hope. It's going to be an interesting couple of weeks as this gets leaked more and more. I can tell you that. Anyway, this has been Math Machine, just suggesting that you maybe wait on your purchase of a smart toaster for a while. Peace out.